Okay, guys, I'm here with Andrew Looney of Looney Labs, creator of Fluxx, the card game and the board game, and a couple other games. What other games besides Fluxx you guys have? I know you guys have Trees and Dragons, Seven Dragons.
Seven Dragons and Aquarius are one of our early games. Well, Seven Dragons is the new version of Aquarius, if you will. We also make these games with little pyramids, and we have a time travel series called Chrononauts. And we're about to bring out an awesome new game called Lunacy, which is a tile matching kind of a game. And we have a party game that just came out last year called Choose One. So we have quite a few different games.
And you guys just, Fluxx came out as a board game recently.
Right, last summer we brought out Fluxx the Board game. We've made a lot of different versions of Fluxx over the years, and somebody suggested that we do a board game version, and that just was, wow, that's a great idea. So I made that, and that was our summer release last year, and people really seem to like it.
Okay, so it's had a good reception. Are you guys going to add any expansions to that, or is it just going to be a standalone? Or?
I've talked about doing both. I have some prototypes of both expansion, just like a couple new tiles for it, and this complete new version game. Like, I'm not really ready to announce anything, but I am playtesting a zombie Fluxx board game, if you will. We'll see if that goes anywhere.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it seems like it might be the next direction to go.
So you guys are here at OrcCon, and how are you guys finding the convention? I mean, I know I was trying to get you earlier. And you...
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a great con. We're having a great time here. It's wonderful being guests of honor. Everybody's just rolling out the red carpet for us everywhere and helping us with anything we can want. And all we want is to hang out and play games. So it's pretty easy. We're having a great time.
Yeah. Are you surprised with the amount of people that know the games as soon as they walk up? They know what you guys have right away, or?
No, not really. At this point, I've been around enough that I'm used to people knowing my games. I never get tired of hearing people come up and say, "Hey, I love your game," but I'm not surprised by it anymore.
And you guys do conventions pretty regularly, but you guys aren't from the California area.
No, we're from just outside Washington, D.C.
Okay. So how often do you guys get out here?
Well, we were here about 3 years ago. But I'm going to be here again in the summer for Comic-Con in San Diego, so I don't know. We're trying to travel more this year. We've been, last couple of years, we've been kind of hunkered down getting some stuff done, but this year we're going on the road a lot. So I've got a lot of conventions I'm going to this year.
Okay, that's cool. So Comic-Con's a much bigger scene than this, and you guys are...
Yeah, but frankly, I like this because most of the people here are for games, which is what I make. It's, a gaming con. Is everyone here has a strong likelihood of being interested in what I do. Whereas Comic-Con is so big about so many different things, I know I'm going to feel a little more lost there.
Okay. And what is your guys' how long have you guys been, Looney Labs as a company? How long has that been?
Well, we started in 1997, I think. 97 with the release of Fluxx, the original version of Fluxx. So, almost 20 years, 17 years.
Wow. So are you guys getting anything planned when you do hit the big 20, or...
I'm sorry, what?
You guys have any big plans when you do hit the big 20?
I hadn't really thought about that. 20 years, it'll be a long time. But of course, Kristen and I go back earlier than that. We started, before we founded Looney Labs, we were kind of messing around with the little pyramids in a game company for those called Ice House Games. And we actually dissolved that company to start a new company, Looney Labs, when I invented Fluxx, because we felt, oh, this is it. This is the game to really launch a company with.
Okay. So how many versions of Fluxx are there now?
Around a dozen, but I've got at least that many more in playtest prototype. So, a lot.
Yeah, and I know you've got expansions for a lot of them that you guys release periodically.
Yeah, we like to do little expansion packs or just promo cards. So it's one new card that you can try to add, or a whole little set of added cards. People like to mix it up. All the versions of Fluxx have the same card back, so you can mix and match from various versions. But we also like to do a lot of promo cards for specific versions, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you guys have, is cost a factor when you guys come up with game designs or card designs? And
oh, yeah. Certainly an issue. I've got a bunch of interesting new games in my prototype bag that I don't know when we're going to get around to publishing them because of cost. The pyramid game that I mentioned, the pyramid parts are very expensive to manufacture. I have one right here. These pyramids cost injection molding costs, and anything else, you have to go to China for a lot of that stuff. So I'm motivated to design card games that fit our standard model, which is 100 cards in a certain box, that our factory can do more they can do a bunch of kind of what we call ganging a run, where they do several things all at the same time that match. So all we have to do is change the art plates, and we get a different game with 100 cards in the same size box, with the same size rule sheet and all that. So when I'm designing a game, I need to be thinking in terms of, can I make this fit that standard model? And if not, I have to justify the other parts I'm putting in. And whatever they cost is always an issue. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. You guys haven't looked into Kickstarter or doing any of that stuff? Or?
We actually did one little Kickstarter for a deluxe version of Werewolf a year or two ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, but Kickstarters for things that are new. We're already kickstarted, as it were. We kickstarted ourselves 20 years ago, so kind of probably not. We're already doing a business. We don't really need to start a business.
Okay, cool. So you guys are going to be here through Monday?
Yeah, we'll fly out Monday morning.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So, again, this is Mr. Andy Looney with Looney Labs, and creator, founder, madman behind the whole thing.
That's me.
Thanks. See you later,
Thank you
guys.
for the interview.